The Gilded Age was a time period in which America's financial and social problems were masked by a thin gold lining, which was portrayed by the small population of wealthy Americans essentially running the country through factories. These factories helped increase the industrialization of the country, increasing the need for jobs and workers. New immigrants began pouring into our nation during the late 1800s from many walks of life. Many of them were poor and came from countries that were politically and economically destroyed to look for a better life. Being told by fellow immigrants that America is a land of opportunity, many immigrants chose to come overseas in search of new life. These new immigrants were different from the older ones who first came to this land, more hardworking but less educated, forming ghettos quickly and bringing about many cultural changes. Many Americans didn't like this and were ready to fight back. Laws and acts were passed to impede them. Older immigrants were from northern and western countries as opposed to new immigrants descending from the south and east. The first immigrants were primarily white, unlike new immigrants who came from Poland, Italy, Greece, Russia, and Asia. New immigrants were a lot poorer due to the fact that they were coming in search of jobs and better lives, as opposed to old immigrants coming in search of political freedom, religious asylum, and to search a new land. The New World poll was focused around higher wages and job opportunity. During the Gilded Age, there were many ports in which immigrants came through to enter America. New York, Ellis Island, and the Statue of Liberty were the most prevalent ports, making New York one of the most popular areas to live. Immigrants new to the country were forced to the bottom of the economy. A lack of well-paying jobs left them with few housing options. A majority of immigrants lived in tenement houses, shared by many other immigrants, leading to less than sanitary conditions. A lack of sewage systems left people tossing their excrement out of the windows into the street. Obviously, this disgusting practice and overcrowding of tenement houses caused many diseases to be spread, such as yellow fever, cholera, and TB.
All of these new immigrants and poor housing styles led to the formation of ghettos in culture-specific areas such as Chinatown, Little Italy, and Greektown. New immigrants could not assimilate into society because they have never experienced society under democratic rule and could not speak or read any English. Nativists are Americans descending primarily from Ireland and Germany, but not exclusively to these areas. Many nativists joined the American Protective Association to lobby for immigration restrictions. APA was a group requiring membership greater than 2 million during the 1890s. Congress listened to stop criminals and decrypt individuals from entering the country in 1882. Barring criminals went even further with the Chinese Exclusion Act, prohibiting the entire Chinese ethnic group from entering the country. This was the result of nativists. Their fight to keep the country clean paid off. Not only were more anti-immigrant laws passed, such as literary tests, but the Chinese Exclusion Act stayed prevalent until 1943. Overall, immigration had a huge effect on the Gilded Age and the U.S. as a whole. Without immigrants, the economy wouldn't have been so prominently split. The fact that they settled together in crowded cities drastically changed social structure of the day, integrating cultures causing stirs among nativists, shifting the view of immigrants to the negative side. All of this led to the push of immigrants down and out of the country, creating many ghettos such as Chinatown, Little Italy, and Greektown. In the end, immigration drastically changed life in America. Immigration helped invoke many advancements and changes in the Gilded Age, by also helping to mask the financial deficit the country severely suffered from. Although it might have been a hard integration, it is now an important aspect of America.